Well, fear and anger, that was the reaction from Pompton Lakes residents who attended a state health department meeting last night to discuss a study that found elevated levels of two types of cancer in the Passaic County town. Environment correspondent Ed Rogers has the story.
It's not that we people want to move out of here. We love our town. We need help, and we're not getting it.
That was the message from many of the Pompton Lakes residents who came to last night's meeting. It was just a week ago that the results of a study on the cancer incidents in one neighborhood were released. About 450 homes sit above a plume of contaminated groundwater. A significantly elevated level of kidney cancer was detected in women, and a higher level of non-Hodgkin lymphoma was found in the men. Investigators say because the rates weren't elevated for both men and women, no conclusive link to the pollution could be established. A second study found that long-term exposure to vapors from the groundwater are not likely to be harmful, but state health officials are recommending that all homeowners in the affected area install devices to reduce toxic vapors that could seep into their basements. Longtime residents vented their frustration.
I lost my husband right before they claimed that we were contaminated. They were in my home apologizing, telling me I wasn't in the plume, and they came with an apology after a numerous amount of calls.
The groundwater pollution comes from a DuPont explosives manufacturing plant that was closed some 15 years ago. DuPont has been treating the groundwater on site, and company officials say the water has been significantly diluted. DuPont says it's also paying for the vapor reduction systems to be installed in homes. Still, residents like Elisa Sudell, whose non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is in remission, are filled with fear.
I hope nobody has to go through the trauma and the suffering and the hospitalization and the chemo and everything that I've gone through. I hope nobody has to go through it.
One question asked was what action would be taken if the groundwater contamination spreads and more homes are affected.
I have cancer. I have asked for my home to be tested. I was told my home cannot be tested. I offered to pay for my home to be tested so I can confirm or deny if there's any air problems in my home and then go about a mitigation system on my own dime.
Residents were also angry that no representatives from the state DEP were on hand to answer questions. A spokeswoman for the agency says a meeting with residents will be held next month. A citizens group wants the plume area placed on the Superfund cleanup list, and New Jersey's 2 U.S. senators are asking EPA Administrator Lisa Jackson to investigate whether enough is being done to protect the people living in that neighborhood. Ed Rogers, NJN News.